and Ja'Cory Williams, and Middle Tennessee head coach Kermit Davis, who will make an opening statement, and then questions for the student athletes. Coach, congratulations. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to compliment Minnesota and Richard. He's a good friend of mine, and the turnaround they had this year was terrific. So we beat a really physical, tough Big Ten team that had, won at Purdue, won at Maryland. I thought our team, we got out 0-7, but we were getting balls where we wanted it. Lynch kind of intimidated us early. Minnesota made a great run. Reggie really made some great plays for us in about a 4 or 5 minute stretch. But balanced scoring, and the key today was 37-24 rebounding. So plus 13 for us was a big part of the win.
Thanks, Coach. Questions for the student athletes, please.
Nancy Armour, USA Today. Reggie, Coach just mentioned that the plays that you made as Minnesota was making that run. What's going through your head, and what were you doing during that stretch?
During the timeout, we were confident that we would be able to weather the storm of their run. But, in my head, I was just thinking, I'm the senior leader. So, Ja'Cory was having a rough night. So, I just felt, and Giddy was in foul trouble. So I felt like this was the perfect time for me to kind of step up and, kind of shoulder the offense and try to get everybody else going.
Ja'Cory, talk about Brandon's play there in the first half, especially when you guys got down 7-0, and how he was kind of able to get you guys some energy off the bench.
I think Brandon took it as a challenge to come in and affect the game, and he came in and immediately did that. He gave us a great spark, got a couple nice buckets, got a couple block shots off the bench, was rebounding the ball, and we had to match up with Reggie Lynch, so he was the perfect guy to put in the game at the time.
Reggie, how big was Aldonis Foote's minutes today? He's an energy guy, and he plays at the front of that 1-3-1. How big was he today?
He was huge. Anytime that you can get a guy like Adonis to come off the bench and provide a spark, when the starters kind of go out, that's always big. And today was a prime example of how our bench is a key to our success.
Joe Rexrow, Nashville, Tennessee. And for both of you guys, what was it like today seeing Lynch in person, and also the 1-3-1? How much do you think that bothered them today when you switched to that in the first half?
Well, seeing him in person, it reminded me of our center when I was a freshman. They had the same kind of similar build as far as just really long arms and really athletic. But I feel like the 13, it was probably the reason we won today. It kind of threw their guards off. It definitely threw off Mason. He's used to just kind of coming down the court and creating mismatches off ball screens. So when we were able to go to our 13, back to our double fist, it threw him off, and he wasn't able to get in the paint and make plays for others.
I think.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think Reggie Lynch really started the game off with a great impact for their team. He's real big. It's hard to kind of play with him inside. He's blocking shots, rebounding. Kind of changed the game a little bit, but we went to the 1-3-1 like Reggie said. It's really our bread and butter to kind of help the whole team guard everybody on the court. So.
Reggie, second year in a row that you guys have beaten a Big Ten team in the first round. How did this feel different tonight, or did it feel different tonight from the game last year?
It's really the same. The only difference was, last year we were a major underdog, and this year everybody kind of had us either winning by 2 or losing by 2. So it was pretty much an even matchup. But we still kept the same mindset coming into the game. We knew that if we just played our game, then we'd be able to walk away with a win.
Anything else for the student athletes? All right, thanks, guys. You're released. Questions for Coach, please.
Coach, you guys took care of the ball really well again today. Talk about how you were able to keep possession.
We're one of the, I think, top 15 teams in the country assist to turnovers. And, tonight, 19-8, Minnesota's one of the best defensive teams in the Big Ten. So it's a key part. And they did a good job, too. Even as much as we were trying to be active in our 13, they only turned it 8. So it was kind of a well-played game, by both teams taking care of it.
Coach, at this point in the year, how big is that all-hands-on-deck mentality where everyone comes to play, everyone contributes in their own way? How big is that at this time of the year?
Yeah, I thought that if we had any kind of advantage, I thought the depth, because we're going to play 10 guys, and thought all 10 guys made a contribution. We got to their bench a little bit, and it's what's made us good. I mean, you can't win the number of games we've won, with people getting nicked up, fighting foul trouble in and out of different games unless you've got a strong bench. And we got down 7-0. I thought Foote and Brandon Walters and Antoine Johnson, huge, kind of settling us back in, to get in the flow of the game right.
Herman, how much did the experience last year help your guys tonight? Because it seemed like they, this very much looked like a veteran team and an NCAA tournament veteran team out there.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Just how we played last year, and our team has had that the whole year. You got a guy like Giddy and Reggie, who were the 2 leading scorers in that win a year ago, and just the impact that they've had, the improvement. And then 4 other guys played. So our team, we're a loose team. We have a lot of fun. But when you blow the whistle, I mean, that team is a focus group, great practice team. Today at game day practice, they're right on point, and there was no doubt in their mind that they thought they were going to win the game.
Kermit, in particular, the Reggie 3 from the wing. I think they'd cut the lead to 4. How big was that particular shot, and what did you see from him in that stretch when he kind of took the game over? Yeah,
he made that shot. He made one at UAB, about a couple weeks ago, Joe, as you know, and then we just started trying to call some set things for him. And even when you call set things for him, Minnesota's so good, you still have to go make plays over people. So, the step back, kind of the old school 1950, off the wrong foot shot about 15 feet was really a big shot. And he's just done that, Joe. I mean, he's impacted winning better than any player in the history of our school. And he has just made big shot, big play, for the last 2 or 3 years.
Kermit, Tom Silverstein from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Was your plan to try to attack them early and get them in foul trouble, get their bigs in foul trouble? Was that, even though you're down 0-7, you're starting to get some fouls on them? Was that the plan?
No question. You see how Walters is a big guy, but if you look at how Ja'Cory and Reggie play, it's really about 17, 18 feet downhill off the dribble. So a lot of things we do offensively is not sitting a guy on the post with them, but it's driving the ball. And so really, we've had a lot of success, whoever we've played, being able to spread the floor and drive their bigs, because they're good defensive guys. And so that was the plan, and they did a good job early, Lynch did, but I thought it affected the game as it went on.
Kermit, obviously the mismatch in the seeding, 5 versus 12, but, should this be called an upset, especially given what you guys did last year and what you look like tonight?
I don't think so at all. I don't. We have a lot of respect for Minnesota, but I think our record speaks for itself and kind of what we've done all year long. And I think just Reggie said it's about a pick-em game, and it was a good team. And but I know our players don't think it was an upset by any means.
Kermit, what about Tyreek tonight? I know there were a couple moments in the second half you weren't especially happy with a couple things, but he also made a lot of plays for you guys. What did you see from him in his first
I got on him. It's about the first thing he's kind of said back all year. He goes, "It was only my first turnover," And I said, "Well, you're right, Tyreek. So that's pretty good." So he really did. He had a great floor game, 5 assists, 1 turnover, a big 3 on a set play. He doesn't play like a freshman. He's got great toughness, and he's kind of the stability of our team.
Coach, could you talk a little bit what your game plan was to keep Minnesota off the rebounds? You held them to only 4 offensive rebounds today.
Yeah, we're a good rebounding team. Obviously it's an emphasis every time we play, especially when you play Minnesota. I think the changing of defenses, it kind of gets people to stand at times. And so when we go from our 1-3-1 to 2-3 zone, back to some man-to-man, and so teams don't get in a great rhythm of offense. Because I think when teams get in a better rhythm of offense, they become a better rebounding team. And so I think some of those changes probably affected that.
How much better equipped do you think this team is to turn this around 2 days later and try to win a big game?
Yeah, I think we're totally different than we were last year, and I loved our team last year. I just think with our depth and our experience and the amount of games that we've won, the teams that we've beaten on our schedule, Joe, Butler, I've got, I'm telling you, I took this program over 15 years ago, and my biggest goal was trying to get our program to be like Butler. I mean, the stability, what they've done. So all those things are things that are important. I have a ton of respect for their program, but I think it's going to be a heck of a basketball game. I think it's going to be 2 really good teams, and should be a kind of a game like this one tonight, I bet.
Do you expect Saturday's game to be rather low scoring against Butler?
It's two good defensive teams. It is. Butler guards at a high level. If you can beat Villanova twice, you've got to be able to be a heck of a defensive team. And I watched about 10 or 12 minutes today live. You know, obviously we've done a lot of scouting on them. So it is. It's always been one of the best positioned defenses in the country, you know, so we'll have to have great ball movement.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.